All right, everybody, welcome. Housing in America is a nightmare right now, worse than a Halloween horror movie. So, buying a home is becoming just very hard for the average American. Mortgage rates and home prices have just skyrocketed, making it really tough to buy. So, the soaring home prices have just slammed the door on home ownership, especially for a lot of the younger people in these younger generations. They're going to be forced into the rental market. So buckle up, renters, as mortgage rates climb. The American dream of home ownership seems to be slipping further and further away from the younger generation. The fewer houses on the market, the competition for rentals is heating up. Now, this just isn't about finding a roof, it's a full-blown economic shift. So more and more young people are going to be forced to rent instead of going out and buying a home. This is going to reshape our communities and the financial landscape in ways we're only just beginning to understand. I remember when I first started, I bought my first house when I was 25, 26 years old. People can't do that nowadays. So let's check out comparing the past and the present mortgage rates just to see where we're at. Mortgage rates have seen a dramatic rise, if you've watched the news, in 2024. So a 30-year mortgage rate hit a record high of 7%. Now, this is a significant increase compared to, just 5 years ago. In the late 1970s and early 1980s, now mortgage rates did at one point get to 18%. Now, while today's rates aren't as bad as that, they are significantly higher than just 3, 4, 5 years ago. Now, I did buy many of my rental properties when the interest rate was 6.5, 7%, somewhere around there. I did not buy them when it was 18%. Now, the one advantage I had was I could buy a rental home for $35,000 or, up to $75,000 is the rental numbers that I was looking at when I was buying a home. Those same rentals I own now are worth $125,000 to $170,000, so significantly higher cost. The home prices have increased so much. This is just a really tough economic storm for home buyers. So you may be asking, what are the effects on buying and selling homes? Well, these elevated rates have a profound impact on the housing market. So more and more Americans are just going to find it difficult to afford a home. And so they're going to be forced to rent. Homeowners with low mortgage rates, like myself currently, often below 6%, are going to be reluctant to sell. Why would you go take and trade a 3% interest rate for one over 7%? And that's where I fall. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't sell my house currently. I'm at 2.8%. Now, a survey by Redfin reports that almost 2 in 5 homeowners don't believe they could afford their own home they live in now, even in the current market. So once again, I agree with this wholeheartedly. So next we need to discuss the American home ownership and then the affordability issues that people are having. So the average monthly mortgage payment now exceeds $2,000. This is making home ownership incredibly expensive. The American dream is getting a reality check. Zillow's report exposes a brutal truth. Forget affordable homes. Today's buyers need 6-figure salaries just to get in the door. Combine that with a 34% housing shortage since the pandemic, and you've got a recipe for a generational shift. I'm sorry, but millennials and Gen Z are getting priced out of homes, while the baby boomers or big investment companies like BlackRock with cash in hand are just snatching up the scraps of homes out there. Now, are we witnessing the rise of a nation of renters forced into the market by a broken housing system? So let's pull back the curtains to review the limited housing supply out there and then the growing rental need that's going on. So the current housing market is on fire, like we've been talking about. So the prices are scorching hot and the flames are just fueled by the limited supply of homes. Now, like we said, with mortgage rates pushing past 7% this year, the dream of homeownership feels really distant, like a distant mirage for many Americans. So this just isn't about rising costs. Homeowners with rock bottom rates from years past, like my mortgage, are just going to stay put, squeezing the number of houses for sale. Now, the result is a surge in rental demand, leaving many scrambling to find a place to live. The American dream is turning into a nightmare for millennials and Gen Z. You have the skyrocketing home prices, which we've already talked about, and the mortgage rates have locked that group of people out of the market. Renting isn't just for those waiting on the sidelines. Today, renting can be a strategic move for many people. So imagine living a life on your terms with the freedom to move, for that new job or explore a different city. Renting offers this flexibility along with the chance to build credit and avoid unexpected home repairs. So there are some benefits to renting, but if you really want to buy a home, it just is tough right now. So in a challenging economic climate, renting might make the most financial sense, allowing you to focus on your goals and your work and saving up money. Next, let's discuss the lack of savings for a down payment, among renters. So many people who rent do so because saving for a down payment for a home is nearly impossible. Now, there's several factors that contribute to this dilemma. Many Americans struggle with debt, credit card debt, other debt that they have, car debt. This leaves little room for savings. So this is a big one, right? Since the cost to buy anything today has gone up, it just gets hard to save, and inflation is killing people from the cost of food to the cost of goods, and it's just tough to save. Now, during the last federal election on November 3rd, 2020, food inflation was running at just 3.9% annually. Fast forward to 2024, and the latest data shows food prices have risen a whopping 25.8% since then. How can you save money with everything so expensive? So let's put that in perspective. A basket of groceries that cost you $100 in November 2020 would now set you back $125.80. That's an increase of nearly $26 for the exact same food items. Okay, so next we need to look at credit and debt factors as far as why people are going to struggle to buy and they have to rent. So the national credit card debt situation is really bad. Today, many Americans struggle with credit card debt. High mortgage rates and a high cost of homes make it difficult to afford homes for people, and the credit card debt adds another layer of financial stress on people. So the average American is dealing with rising costs, making it harder to save money. Many people are using their credit cards to make ends meet with the rising cost of everything. People are finding it tough to meet their financial goals. Man, these credit cards and their high interest rates are just killing people, and it's a major burden, making it difficult to pay off those balances. And to be honest with you, that's why you shouldn't rack up credit card debt. Avoid it at all costs. It is a huge money drain on your financials. These factors will contribute to the financial strain that Americans face, impacting their ability to buy homes or save for the future. The statistics are clear. A growing number of Americans are forced into renting due to these economic pressures. This situation isn't likely to improve soon, with debt levels continue to rise, putting home ownership out of the reach of many people. Now, let's discuss the elite and the wealthy views on home ownership. So the best place to start is with the World Economic Forum's stance. I don't know if you've ever heard of the World Economic Forum, but it's an organization of elite people that are trying to set things in motion that is not good for the normal everyday person. So the World Economic Forum is led by this Klaus Schwab, who just recently announced that he was stepping down as a chairman in January 2025. And he has expressed support for the shift away from personal property ownership. Now, Schwab has been quoted as saying this: "You will own nothing and be happy," highlighting a societal shift towards renting rather than owning. This perspective aligns with the rapid growth of the rental market compared to home ownership. And I'm going to tell you, that is bad for you. Ownership is the key to wealth. So the World Economic Forum stance suggests that the trend may be encouraged and even accelerated as part of the broader economic policies of these world elite leaders. They see it as a solution to several economic challenges, offering flexibility, reducing the burden of ownership on individuals. Home ownership is really a big part of a lot of people gain their wealth that way. And without a home and home ownership, it's going to be tough for you to get ahead and gain wealth. So if you can't buy a home, then you're going to have to be a renter, right? And renters often find themselves financially strained and unable to move forward with home ownership because of the current economic environment. This dynamic creates a cycle where renting becomes not just a choice, but a necessity for most people in the world. So the future indicates that renting will remain a significant trend going forward. As interest rates continue to affect buying power, more people may find renting to be their only way to have a place to live. Now, this shift has significant implications for housing policies and the overall housing market. We really need to find ways to make housing affordable if someone wants to buy a house and they want to stop renting. Check out our other videos, on how to buy houses or how to buy newer homes to rent out. And then you can also check out our training we have coming in August that'll go more into detail on how to buy rental properties and how to manage rentals. Hope you found this video helpful, so give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe for more videos on wealth building, real estate investing, and just making money, and let us know your thoughts in the comment section.